Yo guys, what's going on? Got some more BT9 gameplay. I will say, just to preface this video, that is sped up quite a bit just because I did want to get all three games on camera. I was really back and forth. So just to kind of keep you guys in the loop. But anyways, we are playing X Antibody Black, at least now. I guess every color is X Antibody, versus Gallantmon over on the left. So both players are getting set up. We're going to see the Cool Boy Dorumon as well as the UG on the left. And then we're going to add the new Dorumon, the BT2 Draw Dorumon, and then just play that. Go ahead and detach or discard one card, and then draw two cards off of the effects. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I've got the Gallantmon in the front. That's going to evolve into the X Antibody Gallantmon, thus deleting something 3000 or lower, as well as the Growlmon X in the back to try to build up my stack. Going to go into the War Growlmon Star Deck, War Growlmon there, and simultaneously putting my opponent to 1. He's going to swing with the Dorumon, expecting it to die. We are going to die to the Gallantmon in security, of course, and then just play a Readamon. Looks like he's having trouble finding his pieces. We are going to see the Ginryu, which is not a lot, not one X Antibody that a lot of people are still playing, but I still think it does have its places. Just a searchable level 4. And then we are going to put me to 2. I am going to play the Searcher Gallantmon to grab the Gallantmon there. That is the piece I am missing. I also do have the Crimson mode in my hand, but no Takados out in play quite yet. Readamon is going to swing into the Gallantmon X in security, which is a really powerful new addition to the deck. Ginryu is going to be evolved, putting me to 1. So we are going to start swinging into the Ryudamon there, and then swinging into a Congo. So the Gallantmon X is going to survive, but Congo not super relevant right now. We are going to put our opponent to 3 with the Gallantmon, and that was kind of the mistake here. There is so much that the X Antibody deck can do now with just a couple of memory, being able to build up their stack really quickly. We are going to see the Greymon Digivolved there for a cost of 3. And then just past turn to go ahead and put me to 3. I'm going to unsuspend my Gallantmon now. I'm debating whether or not to bring out the Gallant, because if I do, he will most likely answer with an Alphamon or even an Oryuken. So I am just going to keep it in the back, swinging my Gallantmon X into security, playing another Searcher, grabbing the Gallantmon X, which now I know will be able to answer the board if I don't get OTK'd, which is a pretty big if. We are going to go ahead and start with 1. UG is going to put our friend to a 2 memory threshold, drawing another card. We are going to see the Dex Greymon Digivolve for a cost of 1. Of course, being able to trigger its on Digivolve effect, discarding card to gain the memory, and then Cool Boy, of course, gaining another memory, and then drawing an extra card. Going all the way up to 4 memory is quite disgusting. And then we are going to go ahead and most likely evolve that into an Alphamon. Yet we see the BT9 Alphamon here Digivolve for a cost 3, allowing him to put a Oryumon underneath it, which is just really powerful, because then that allows you to go ahead and go into the Oryuken for a reduced cost of 3, or not a reduced cost, but just a different cost of 3 instead of usually 7. Of course, being able to gain the memory off Dorumon and drawing a card off of the inherited as well. Oryuken is going to hit the board since the turn is going to pass here. He is going to utilize the end of turn effect, being able to detach any number of non-Digiegg materials and bottom decking them to gain 1 memory for each material detached this way. So going to get rid of 3 to go ahead and gain 3 memory, of course, being able to check multiple cards, unsuspend because of the Oryumon, and then go ahead at UG on the second attack, going to put the second Oryumon, unsuspending on the second attack, and then going to go ahead and swing for a game. So really disgusting stuff there. Going to go ahead and then start for the second game, going to go into Gallantmon X, and then play a hero for a cost of 4. Our opponent is going to hatch the Dorumon. And then after that, we are going to just see a Coda for a cost of 4, revealing the top 4 cards of the deck. I do believe it should be top 4, I think, instead of top 3, so I do apologize about that. And then we are going to add the Rookie to our hand. Going to go ahead and Digivolve that for a 0 cost, and then going to go into the Ginryu for a cost of 2. Of course, me starting with 3. I'm just going to go ahead and try to cycle some cards with the Gallantmon X. You're going to survive the security check, and then just play a Takato to go ahead and pass the turn with that. So our opponent will bring out the Ginryu, most likely going to swing over the Gallantmon X here, unless he goes into the Greymon, the new Dex Greymon. Greymon, which does let you delete a level 4 or lower when you evolve it. We're going to see the regular Greymon here evolve for 3, and then its effect will allow you to stick something underneath it to prevent it from being deleted by card effects, which is of course really broken against the Gallantmon deck, because that's basically all the deck does. Going to draw off of the Doraemon inherited effect here, and then going to go into the Dex Greymon for a cost of 1. Of course, being able to discard a card to gain that memory back, and then going to go into Alphamon for a cost of 3, sticking the Oryu underneath it, which is just such a disgusting combo, being able to you know, set up your Oryuken stack so early. We are going to go ahead, Digivolve and the Guilmon, and then reveal the top 4 with the memory boost here, grabbing a second Guilmon. I think at this point I was really just wanting to warp because I don't have time to build up a big stack, so we are just going to play the second copy of the Warp Guilmon in the battle area, so that our opponent needs to out it unless he wants to deal with multiple copies of Gallantmon. So we are going to start him at 3. Alphamon is going to swing security, currently sitting at just 11k, swinging for 2 checks. Going to hit Takato plus memory boost, which is really disgusting for me. If he does not kill me this turn, I have a pretty strong chance of being able to counterattack. Of course, Oryumon will do the unsuspending effect, so we can definitely swing again, or maybe do something like play Yuji and then swing and then stick another Oryumon in for another unsuspending effect. But we are instead just going to see the Doraemon for a cost of 3, discarding a rookie there and then drawing some more cards. Lots of consistency added to the deck. The deck just has so many different plays now, being able to draw cards off of your monster effects as well as your tamers being able to search stuff. So we are going to stick the X antibody underneath the Alphamon. Alphamon is going to go ahead and attack, triggering the effect of X antibody. Going to go into the Alphamon Oryuken for a cost of 3. And then on evolve, it deletes the highest play cost or something. There's so many Digimon that delete like the highest something. I can't remember which one's which, but it's just gonna delete the Guilmon there. And then of course resolving some effects here. I'm going to check multiple cards, and then end of the turn gonna detach some materials to be able to gain that memory back, to be able to basically get multiple turns in one go, which is just really disgusting. So we are going to detach some of the vanillas as well as effects we've already used this turn. Not gonna really need the decoy effect off of that. And keep in mind, you actually cannot detach X antibody off of even your own effects. Of course, people know about it, that it can't be stripped off of maybe something like a Tommy or something, but you can't actually use it for your own effects either. So we are going to go ahead and detach 4 materials. Again, those should be bottom decks, so I think those went to the trash. I do apologize about that. Not sure it's going to be super relevant, but I do apologize for the misplays. Like I've said in the past, I do try to prevent them from happening, but of course sometimes they just slip out of my eye when we're actually playing the game. We are going to pop to memory boost, going to 7, going to warp into the Gallantmon since our opponent does have a 6 or higher in play, and then going to stick the X antibody underneath it. So lots of combos are going to ensue. We are going to swing security and then trigger the hero, get plus 2k. Gallantmon will delete the Doraemons, then triggering the Takatos plus Guilmon, gaining 2 memory, drawing a card. X antibody will trigger Digivolve for 1, and then Gallantmon X's effect will delete the lowest Digimon on the field, lowest play cost, and then trashing the top card of security since something was deleted, and then of course checking 1 since we were still attacking. So being able to clear his whole board as well as checking some security, our opponent is just left with a rookie in the breeding area, so I'm not really worried too much about what could happen. We are going to play the Guilmon here and then grab the Growlmon X, and then just play a Growlmon, putting our opponent to 3, just going a little bit wide here. Not sure he has anything really to deal with that. But we were able to come back, so we got a pretty established board. I don't know if I have the Crimson mode in my hand, but regardless, I've got lethal on field. Crimson mode would definitely be just a safe way to go. Would definitely play around something like Kongo or something. We are going to actually just see that anyways, played for a cost of 2. So the Guilmon, Growlmon here will not be able to attack, but that's okay because we are actually just going to start evolving into our bigger Digimon here. War Growlmon is going to hit the board for 3. Then Growlmon X will give our Doraemon friend here the effect of Ondulation, lose 1 memory, so I'm going to gain 1 off of that. War Growlmon will delete it, gain Sec Attack plus 1, gain 2 off the Takato, draw a card, and then trash the top card from Gallantmon. So just lots of effects resolving, and then of course that is just going to be game being able to clear out the rest of my opponent's security. So game 3 is going to force me to start. We're going to see Digimon into Growl into Guillamon plus Growlmon there. So pretty strong start. The really only better thing you could start with is maybe something like a Hero or something like a Tocado. So we are just going to see the Dorugumon Digivolve for a cost of 2, and then Ryudamon play for a cost of 3, putting me to 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into the Growlmon X as well as the War Growlmon for a cost of 3. Then War Growlmon X being able to delete this, gaining some memory, gaining 1 off of the War Growlmon X effect, 1 off the Growlmon effect, drawing a card off the Guillamon, and then gaining Sec Attack +1 from the starter deck War Growlmon there. So already establishing a pretty strong stack. I could definitely swing checking a couple of cards here, but I know that he's playing a lot of big Digimon in his deck, of course, or you can Alphamon and stuff like that. So I don't really want to risk it, so I'm just going to keep that in the battle area. Going to go ahead and Digivolve the EX to Gallantmon there for a cost of 4. So our opponent will bring out the Dorugumon, Digivolving into Dorugray, now being really annoying because I won't be able to delete it with the Gallantmon effect and then triggering all my pluses, memory gain, drawing cards off of that, etc. We're just going to go ahead and stick something underneath it and then drawing a card off the Dorymon. So I'm going to go ahead and swing security, drawing a card off of my Geekymon, and then of course not being able to delete anything. A little bit unfortunate, but I do have my 12,000 Digimon on the field. Then we're just going to play Cool Boy, putting our opponent to 1. So I felt pretty confident with that. He's not going to be able to swing over my Gallantmon with just 1 memory and no tamers or anything to play, in play. He could definitely devolve like something with the BT9 Alphamon. So we could possibly see like Dexter Greymon into Alphamon, stick something underneath, and then de-digivolve the Gallantmon. That would be totally okay. I'd be sitting back at 3 memory, so it's potentially possible that I could do something like counterattack with maybe like Gallantmon into Crimson mode, or like Gallantmon maybe Judgment of the Blade or something like that. So we are just going to see the Dexter Greymon instead Digivolve for a cost of 1, being able to pitch any X antibody card. I'm then going to gain 1 memory off of that effect, and then just going to go Oryumon for a cost of 4. Oryumon does have the ability where I believe you can stick something underneath it to delete something, play cost of 7, and then when you do put something underneath it, it gains 2,000, and the ability to basically same thing with like Dorugreymon, it's indestructible. So we are going to draw some cards, gain plus 2,000, so I think it's sitting at 15k right now, plus 2k from its own effect, and then plus 1,000 from actually 16 plus 1,000 from both of the Dorugumons here. So again, really knowing his stack to deal with, kind of a bad matchup for the Gallantmon deck. We are just going to unsuspend Digivolve the Growlmon and Growlmon X in the breeding area here, still sitting at just 1 memory. Even something like Crimson mode wouldn't be able to out this. I think I definitely don't swing here because he will be able to just easily be able to swing over. If he has an Oryuken, I was going to lose the Gallantmon either way. So we're just going to build up a new stack in the back here. When in doubt, just build another stack, and that's basically what this format has regressed into. So we are just going to go ahead and pass to our opponent. He does not have the Alphamon underneath, so if he does evolve Oryuken, it will have to pay the full 7 memory, which is still definitely fine because of its end of turn effect, but it won't be quite as broken because you don't have like the Alphamon plus Oryu combo. So we do have plenty of materials to be able to get rid of. Possibly going to swing with the Oryumon first just to get a couple checks in, because he is still sitting at like 14,000. So unless he hits a Crimson mode, maybe he fears the Crimson mode. That's really the only thing in security that could pose a threat to the Oryumon here. We are just going to see a Cool Boy for a cost of 2, revealing some X antibody cards, grabbing, I believe, the Dorumon there, and then just digivolving that for a cost of 0. Gonna swing security with the Oryumon, drawing, not triggering anything, and then just going to go ahead and check 2 Guillamons. They're putting me down to 3 security, I believe. And then after that, we are probably just going to see, yep, a UG hit the board for a cost of 3. Definitely going to be really strong next turn. We are going to see a War Growlmon X Digivolve, of course, giving our opponent the ability to lose a memory, which does play around some of like things like Chumon, Terriermon, stuff like that. So if he's deleted, which he doesn't have protection this turn, I believe, so I will be able to just like swing over him. I'm going to go ahead and swing Digivolve into the the Gallantmon X here, trashing the top card of security, deleting the Oryumon there, and then trashing, and then checking 2 cards because we got the the starter deck War Growlmon there. Of course, drawing 2 cards, I believe, gaining some memory, and then just playing a Takata to put our opponent 2-1. Didn't swing here with the Gallantmon because I believe I had Crimson Mode in my hand. Plus, I still have 2 Digimon on field, so even if he outs 1 stack, I've still got lethal on board. So I didn't really think there's a reason to, you know, swing with that, potentially giving him like a memory tamer or something like that. So we are just going to see Alphamon hard played, and that is basically going to be game, guys. Crimson Mode for game is going to do it. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the Gallantmon build. Expected deck profile to be hitting the channel sometime soon. But anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.